I want to thank you all for taking the time to be here today. I know that your time is extremely valuable, so I'll make my best effort to be brief. Now that we've had the opportunity to get to know each other a little better, I think it's important with you that I share what my particular vision is for this school. Now, my vision is based off of two central goals. Goal number one is student learning. And student learning not just for the majority, but for everyone, for every student that comes through our doors. I want them to learn something every day. And I think you would all agree that that's a great place to start for any school. But the second goal that I have is a preparation for whatever comes next. There's tons of options out there for students. 2-year schools, 4-year universities, technical schools, apprenticeships, internships, job opportunities. And we need to make sure that students know those opportunities are out there for them, and we encourage students in whatever path they choose to take once they complete their high school education. We have an opportunity every day to let students know exactly what possibilities are out there, and the possibilities really are endless. Now, in an effort to achieve these two goals, there's 6 main components that I think if we get right, will go a long way in achieving those 2 goals. The first piece is curriculum. We need a broad curriculum in place that interests students, that engages students, that provides us an opportunity to dive deeper into topics that interest this particular student or that particular class, whatever the case may be. Yes, we're held accountable. Yes, we have to teach certain standards, but there is wiggle room. And we need to take advantage of that opportunity whenever possible and tie this information to situations and scenarios that students may face in the real world at some point down the line. The second piece I want to address under this idea of instructional practices is instructional techniques and assessment measures themselves. First of all, not every student learns the same way, just like not every student can demonstrate proficiency the same way. So we need to use the plethora of options that are out there. There's tons of instructional techniques that are backed by research that make us believe students can be successful if we vary what it is that we do in the classroom on a daily basis. Same way, students can demonstrate a proficiency for the topics that we're trying to get them to learn and to get them to understand in a variety of different measures. But we really need to embrace the opportunity that we're given to give all students a chance to shine, to give all students a chance to perform in their element. And the last piece in this first subheading that I need to talk about is productive collaboration. Amongst staff, amongst administration, we need to share student successes, share student failures, share ideas we've tried, share ideas that we think we may try. Share these different things with each other. Work together to work towards these 2 goals. That's the only way this is going to work, if we collaborate amongst each other. Use these opportunities that we have to drive our instructional practices. The second subheading that I think that we need to address if we're going to worry about student learning and in preparation for whatever it is that students will do after high school is this idea of a school-wide communication network and having clear expectations for our students. There's enough surprises for our students on a daily basis. But what we need to do is we need to be a stable environment for our students. It's a place where students can go and they know what to expect on a daily basis. Make those expectations known to students and make them uniform in that one classroom is doing this, another classroom is doing that, those 3 classrooms don't do anything that these 2 classrooms do. Establish a level of uniformity wherever possible so that we stabilize this environment for students and give them every opportunity to accomplish what it is that we'd like for them to accomplish on a daily basis. But the more important piece here is this idea of communication on a school-wide level. Staff, students, parents, administration, community members. Use those relationships. Use those strong bonds that we have in place creatively to address the ideas of student learning and preparation for whatever comes after high school. We want to make sure that everyone's on the same page and that everybody stays on the same page, because that's how we're going to achieve long-term success, and that's really how we're going to address the issues that get in the way of student learning. The third topic that we need to talk about is this idea on emphasizing relationship building and mutual respect. Mutual respect. That's what's going to drive this practice. That's what's really going to make this work. This idea that respect is a two-way street. Yes, we will address issues of disrespect amongst students. We'll address issues of disrespect between staff and students. We will address those issues. But we need to make sure that we address them in a way that's conducive to student learning, that isn't harmful to the educational process of our students. We also need to make sure that we let students know that they are valued. Their opinions are valued. Their suggestions are valued. But the important piece here is we need to emphasize there is a time and a place to share those opinions, to share those suggestions. And if you're successfully able to address those issues in the right time and place, in the right manner, respectfully share your beliefs with administration, with teachers, with parents, with the community, that's when people are going to listen to you. That's when people are going to hear what you have to say, and that's when people are going to take you seriously. The fourth piece I want to talk about is this idea of community influence both inside and outside of school. Students have to leave the building. And when they go out into the building, they experience things on a daily basis outside of our doors that impact what goes on inside of our doors. And so what we really need to do as educators is we need to take advantage of the opportunities that are presented to us. We have a great opportunity to build upon those community relationships, to build upon those positive community influences. And so we should do that wherever possible. But in order to be able to do that, we go back to the idea of relationship building. That relationship needs to be in place first before we can make that happen. Now, outside of school, there may be negative influences that go on in students' lives. And so we also need to make an effort to combat those negative influences. Component number 5 is united school personnel. We need to make sure everyone's working from the same agenda. Everyone is on the same page amongst staff. Collaboration. That's the trick here. Collaboration. Make sure that everyone is focused on student learning and everyone is focused on helping prepare students for life in the real world. If we can get everybody on the same page, keep everybody on the same page, and embrace this idea of collaboration, this task, these changes that we're going to make, and these things that we may keep that were older practices won't seem so astronomical. They won't seem so overwhelming because you're supported. You're doing this together. This isn't a prescription where I give it to you and say, go do this however you see fit, or go do this. This is how it has to be done. This is a working document. This is something that as a team, we're going to work to alter, we're going to work to address, and it's a jumping off point moving forward for some productive conversations that I know we're all capable of having down the line. And the last piece that I need to speak to is this idea of personal ethics and their impact on the process. Personal ethics are values and beliefs that we have. They're values and beliefs that guide the actions that we take on a daily basis inside and outside of school. And they carry extreme amounts of power. Everything we do is based off of our personal code of ethics. And so if we can encourage students to develop their own personal code of ethics, but also as educators, teach them to act on those ethics and understand that those ethics and those beliefs and those values are there and that they do impact student interaction with us as building staff, it's going to go a long way in creating a more positive academic environment for all of our students. Understand that maybe it's something underlying that's causing this particular incident or that's getting in the way of a student learning this particular topic. Understand that those things are in play. Understand the impact that they have and embrace them whenever possible to build a positive student-teacher relationship. Now, In summation, what I want to get across to you is that collaboration is what's going to do this. This is my vision for our school. I think it's the right direction for us to head based off of the resources that we have, the staff that we have in place, the student population that we serve. Collaboration is what's going to get us there. And yes, each one of these components makes a significant impact on the two learning goals that we have. Everyone individually plays a role in that process. But collaboratively, working together, working in conjunction with each other, the successes that we can achieve in both student learning and student preparation for post-secondary options is magnified. The possibilities really are endless if we include all of these components in our classroom on a regular basis, if we embrace these components, if we see the value in them, if we buy into the process. So I do want to thank you for taking the time to understand where I'm coming from, but also to understand that this is a working document and it will take time. We're going to do this together. Your role matters. The role that you're going to play in this process is available to you on a daily basis. So I really encourage you to embrace that possibility because your role matters. Your role matters every day. Thank you.